What's up, gamers? Today, I want to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 and the recent DLC, Phantom Liberty. I'm sure at this point you've heard that the game has made a huge turnaround in terms of playability, and it goes to show that a game can have a terrible release, but still be brought back to life. I definitely hope that CD Projekt Red doesn't stick to that trend, but nonetheless, they're able to hold a respectable reputation amongst fans by holding true to their many promises about revitalizing such an anticipated title. It seems as though a majority of games today are released half-baked and ultimately too soon. I'm not sure if this is because the devs these days are just really money hungry, maybe they're too excited and they overlook a lot of minor details or what, but it's a trend that's plagued the gaming world since the pandemic in 2020. At least then they had more valid excuses with everyone having to work from home, and now I don't really know what the excuse is, but it's just awful. With Cyberpunk 2077 coming out in an unplayable state for most, I can be one to say that I still enjoyed the game, all bugs aside. In my experience early on, I honestly didn't have too many of the known game-breaking bugs. My first playthrough was very enjoyable enough for me to have a positive view overall and really look forward to getting back into it. I'll follow up with that by saying the 2.0 update is not the same game in so many ways. The new cyberware and perk trees make it feel like a completely different game with a similar story, and I have been completely addicted my second time around. I even stepped out of my Netrunner comfort zone and went with a build similar to that of David Martinez from the Edgerunners anime, and it has been nothing shy of a baller experience. Following essentially the same path as my first playthrough, I've not had a single moment where I didn't enjoy what was going on, even if I knew what was about to happen next. The gigs are fun, the collector quests are fun, and running Ascend Devastan makes me feel invincible. The new update has made this game run exponentially well on newer hardware, and is one of the most visually breathtaking games I've ever experienced. Nighttime, in the rain, with the new ray tracing software, man, this game just hits different, especially in a place like Night City. So, I want to take a second and say that if you've made it this far in the video, it would mean the world to me if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that I can stay motivated to continue making videos like this one. With that out of the way, on to Phantom Liberty. And my god, is this a piece to talk about. The storyline in the new area Dogtown is built for Netrunners. Yes, I'm an Edgerunner Ascend Devastan, but I'm making it work. If you like anything spy related, throw in the absolute off-the-wall craziness of being a Netrunner, and then step into the chromed out future of Cyberpunk 2077, and you'll be immersed for at least 7 to 10 hours of constant, suspenseful, story-based action. The visuals, which I should be showing at this time in the video, are literally mind-blowing. Without spoiling too much, when V and Solomon Reeds are executing the plan to save Songbird, CD Projekt Red decided to crank the visuals up to 150 and let that bitch burn. The club is absolutely insane, the overview of the city is ridiculous, and the concert that happens is definitely out of this world. I caught myself stopping just to watch on many occasions, even just stopping to listen to the conversations going on in the club, sitting there staring, looking out over Night City. It almost felt like I was actually there. So many breathtaking moments in this one mission. On top of that, the soundtrack throughout this game, it really fits the vibe, and it fits the timeline just as well. When you get to see one of the better songs on the soundtrack performed live on a beautiful stage, I mean, I just couldn't believe the love and the thought that was put into that whole scene. It's one for the gaming record books. Not only does the fidelity blow you away, the tension that's built up in this section throws the story into overdrive, and it doesn't miss a step from there on. I mean, it's killing me not to spoil it, but it's something you really need to experience on your own. Although the story itself doesn't have many outcomes that are player driven, there are certain areas where you can choose to be cordial or just go all out and show everybody how much of a badass V can be. And naturally to my build, I went with the latter approach, and I didn't regret a single moment of it. I'm also a really big fan of the quest timing with this storyline. After a lot of the major sections of the game, it requires you to wait a couple of in-game days for the next quest to be available, which leaves you plenty of time to delve into the very well thought out side gigs. There hasn't been a single side gig in Dogtown that hasn't made me laugh or even make me feel like I'm wasting my time. The looting in Dogtown is a lot of fun too. You get so many clothing items. It ultimately just like fills up your inventory and takes up a lot of space, but you get a lot of different clothing options that you can choose for to really make V stand out in your own personal way. And then if you don't like all the clothes that you're getting, they're normally legendary or epic, so you can sell them for a really good price and make a lot of money off of it. On top of the clothing, the weaponry is overly plentiful for any playstyle. I just can't hype up Dogtown enough. Story content, for the visuals, the looting, all of it. It's one of the best DLCs that will ever exist. I don't think CD Projekt Red will ever be able to top this one. Conclusively, if you haven't checked out Cyberpunk yet, there is no better time to get that game than right now. And if you're someone like me who bought it at release and still found a way to enjoy the game through the flaws, I promise it's time to pick the game back up for another playthrough. You won't regret it. Even if you're someone who bought the game at release and never got to finish it because the game was just broken, there is no better time to give it one more try and see what CD Projekt Red really had in mind for this game. With the upcoming Witcher game that's been announced, I'm really hoping that CD Projekt Red has learned from this mistake, because their revolutionary comeback that they've made is what needs to happen at release for The Witcher. Because I'm telling you, if Cyberpunk released the way 2.0 is set up, it would have been Game of the Year with literally no competition. Well, as always, I really appreciate all of you who have checked out this video. If you've had a good time with this one, try checking out my review of Modern Warfare 3 or my video that's reminding you of one of the greatest spooky games ever made. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, chat with me down in the comments, and subscribe for future content. Much love, homies. Have fun gaming.